Welcome to AGK's Music Life. I'm your host, Anthony K, and I'm back with another video. This is my second video of 2025, and as such, it is going to be the vinyl tag 2025. Now, I know the tag came out at the beginning of December. I thought that was rather odd. Pretty Green Vinyl guy took over the tag this year. He took over the duties from Rob Walker. And he decided to release it at the beginning of December. I found that very odd personally, because the vinyl tag has always traditionally come out right at New Year's. So I didn't jump on it in December because it's a 2025 tag, so let's do it in 2025. But you know, I know there's been a ton of videos already, and I'm probably late, very late to the party because the tag came out so early. But I'm still going to do it, and I'm actually doing it a little later than I even normally do it. I normally try to get it done, you know, the first week of January, but I've just been so busy with other things. But I'm going to do it because I always do it. Let's not waste any time. It's, for those of you who don't know what the vinyl tag is, it's quite simply a tag that we show, somebody creates a bunch of questions and we show a bunch of vinyl to answer those questions. It's a fun tag. It's been around since I can remember in the vinyl community, and it comes out every year. And I'm happy to do it. It's just a fun tag where it gets us all to show similar albums, you know, common questions that we all get to show something from our vinyl collection to answer those questions. So let's do it. Vinyl tag 2025. I hope you guys enjoy this. And here are the questions. I've got them here on my trusty iPad right in front of me. And we're going to just hop into it right away. Records are here. Question number 1. Best purchase of 2024. New or old? That's a hands down, no questions asked, easy one for me. I showed it in my last video. For me, album of the year, The Cure, Songs from a Lost World. That's right, The Cure, Songs from a Lost World. This is the 2 LP version of it, 45 RPM. Sounds amazing. This, and as I said in my last video, could be their best album since maybe Disintegration. I love The Cure. Robert Smith and The Cure. I love The Cure. This album is a masterpiece, hands down, by far, for me personally, best album of the year, best purchase of the year, no questions asked. Question number 2, 50 years later, best album from 1974, another no-brainer for me. This is a definite no-brainer for me. It is one of my favorite albums of all time. This is the album that got me really, really into a band. I had another album by them. I had their live album before this. But this album defined high school for me. This goes back to when I was in high school, studying for exams. I would play this album. In 1974, I was playing this album when I was studying for exams, and I didn't do too good on my exams, probably because I spent more time listening to this album than actually studying. But it's Genesis and The Lamb Lies Down on the Broadway. This is the recent half-speed master from a few years ago, the Abbey Road half-speed master. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. This is one of the albums of my lifetime, no question. And it is celebrating 50 years. And it was released in 74. And this year there's a box set coming. I have pre-ordered the box set that's coming out in a couple of months. I'm excited to get it because this is my favorite Genesis album. And this is a masterpiece. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway from 74. And I went to see them. First time I saw Genesis was this tour here in Toronto. 50 years ago. Question number 3. An album that defines a genre. I think this is a defining. I mean, a lot of people probably would pick Ramones and Sex Pistols, etc., etc. But for me, this album definitely defined a genre for me. This is one of my favorite albums of this genre of punk ska, definitely punk masterpiece, and a band that I absolutely adore. The Clash, London Calling, no question. This album, I still to this day can never get enough of. An absolute freaking amazing album that definitely is key in the world of punk back in the late 70s. I believe this came out, if I remember it, in 79, the original. Yeah, 1979, this originally came out. This is a reissue, a recent reissue. 1979. I remember painting my bedroom to this album. I know, but bizarre, but it's a memory I have. I remember painting my bedroom and just having this album on repeat. I actually painting my bedroom. It was like an apartment, a bedroom, hallway, living room, doing a lot of painting to this album and just blasting it. London Calling, The Clash, an album that defines a genre. Question number 4, best band from your home country. People would probably say, oh, AGK. You're gonna just say, you're gonna say Rush, because probably a lot of Canadians are gonna say Rush. For me, I love Rush. Don't get me wrong, absolutely love Rush. They played my prom. But for me, it's Saga. Saga, I am in love with Saga. I have loved Saga since day one. 20 some odd studio albums later, like a half a dozen live albums. I just saw them last year again here in Toronto, and met the band and got to hang out with Michael Sadler for a little while after the show. He and I sat and talked for a while, and the entire band actually autographed six of my albums, this being one of them, an absolute classic, Images at Twilight by Saga. And as you can see, all the band has signed the album cover right there. Another classic, the one that was a big hit for them, of course, was Worlds Apart, with On the Loose and Wind 'Em Up were massive singles. And as you can see, that one's been signed by the entire band. And one more, I didn't bring them all out, but one of their later albums from around 2000 was Marathon. And as you can see, that one's been autographed by the entire band as well. And this is from their current reissue series. They are remastering their entire library and reissuing them slowly. I think there's only 2 more to be done now, and then all 20 some odd albums will have been remastered and reissued. And they said the remasters are fantastic. So Saga, my favorite band of all time from Canada, still going strong. They performed last year, and I do have a video. I have 2 videos on my channel of Saga in concert. Saga live from the Alma Combo and Saga from last year. Both videos have had amazing numbers of views. Check them out. What a great band. And probably my favorite vocalist of all time is Michael Sadler. Okay, next one. Question number 5, an artist you miss dearly. Every day I miss this artist. I'm talking about Mr. Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy. Always, I grew up on Thin Lizzy. Thin Lizzy were an important band in my lifetime. And I was really moved to tears when he passed away. A day after my birthday, he passed away. So I remember it well. Phil Lynott of Thin Lizzy fame. This is, of course, one of his solo albums that was released as a Record Store Day release recently. I think last year this was a Record Store Day release. And of course, the frontman for Thin Lizzy, bass player, vocalist for Thin Lizzy. Please excuse my dog. She seems to just decide to play when I film videos. She's just 5.5 months old, doesn't stop, and just has to make some noise, guys, every time I film a video. And I can't put her away because then she'll cry and bark. So I'm sorry about that. Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy fame, definitely an artist that I miss dearly. And that leads me, and this artist and band that he was in will answer a few of my questions on today's list. Being the next question, actually, best live album in your collection, hands down, Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous. I could have showed the vinyl version, but I'm showing this instead. This is the CD box set that came out a couple of years ago. The CD box set, it's beautiful. And what it is, it's the remastering of Live and Dangerous, the original 2 LP album. This is the remaster. But what's lovely about this box set is it contains all 7 concerts that were recorded to produce the album. The album was built out of 7 different live recordings. And this has all 7 of the live recordings in their entirety right here. And of course, the remastered version of the album. It has a fantastic book that talks about the whole album. A really, really nice box set, really nice remaster, and really great to hear all 7 recordings that they used to build the album. And though that box set was only ever released on CD on Record Store Day last year and the year before, they did release 2 of the 7 concerts that are on there have since been released on vinyl. This is one of them, Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous at the Hammersmith, 14th of November 1976. This is one of the live concerts in that box set. And Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous at the Hammersmith, the 16th of November 1976. This is a second of the of the 7 live concerts that were released in that box set. Maybe they could literally milk that box set for all 7 concerts, I suppose, and slowly release them on vinyl. So that answers that question. Best live album. Okay, question number 7, guys. Question number 7. Your partner just dumped you. What album are you putting on? Well, I don't have a partner. And I never got dumped. I did the dumping. Well, I guess my ex-wife I got dumped. Well, it doesn't matter. I've been single for like, 15 years at least. So I don't really know how to answer this question. But rather than putting on some album that's going to make you even more depressed and cry because you got dumped, I'm going to go in a different direction and say that, because I've never been really dumped, or at least not dumped in the last 15 years, I'm going to go on a party instead. I'm going out with a bang. I'm going out with the Ramones and It's Alive. That's right. It's Alive. If you got dumped, put this sucker on. It's Alive. Who can knock off 30 songs in just over an hour, right? The Ramones, It's Alive. This is another great live album, actually. This is just freaking blistering hot. You're going to get dumped. Throw some Ramones on and freaking rock out, man. Rock out when you get dumped. There you go. So, question number 8. Best sounding drums on an album. Well, I could have picked a Rush album and talked about Neil Peart because he was a spectacular drummer. Even Phil Collins has some great drumming. But I'm going to go with my favorite band of all time, guys. You guys know what it is, because I got to get my favorite band into this video. And that, of course, is Golden Earring. And this is their final album release, which was their final live concert ever. It's called You Know We Love You. This is a 3 LP that was released about a year ago. 3 LP released about a year ago by Music on Vinyl. Sounds amazing. And if you listen to the drum solo on this live album and you hear the drummer, Cesar, amazing drummer. Golden Earring, it's such an underrated band that whenever I get a chance to talk about them, I will. Underrated band, unknown mostly in North America to a lot of people. But for me, 20 plus albums, their library with live albums and so on is in the mid 30s, and people only ever talk about 2 albums in North America. But listen to this, listen to the drum solo. This guy is amazing. So I'm going to say for drummer, Golden Earrings, Cesar. Next up, best sounding drums we did. Okay, question number 9. Favorite artist who is a member of 2 or more bands. I was kind of drawing a blank on this, and I decided to go with this man here. Was just kind of the first one that popped into my head. I probably could have thought of other people, and probably some really obvious ones, but probably nobody answered this one. I'm going to go with Joe Bonamassa, and this is his live album from 2013. Joe Bonamassa, London, Hammersmith Apollo. It's a 3 LP live set of Joe Bonamassa just smoking on guitar. Amazing, amazing, amazing album. But Joe is not only doing his own solo stuff with his band, he's also a member of Black Country Communion, which I featured on my last video. They just released their 5th album last year. But this is their debut album called simply self-titled Black Country Communion. A freaking great spin. Who's in Black Country Communion? Well, Joe Bonamassa for one thing, Glenn Hughes for another, Jason Bonham for another. What a freaking powerhouse band. Check them out. Straight up classic hard rock, Black Country Communion. That's a second band he's in, and a third one he's in is this band here called Rock Candy Funk Party, who unfortunately everything I've got from them is on CD. I think they've got 3 albums out now that are on CD. Rock Candy Funk Party, it's his funk band. And this is Groove is King by Rock Candy Funk Party. Groove is King. Rock Candy Funk Party. So 3 bands that Joe Bonamassa is in. Moving on to question number 10. Beatles or Stones? I'm going to go Stones, guys. Love the Stones. And I picked an album that you don't see every day. Certainly, this is the Rolling Stones' best live history, 65, 66, and 69. This was only released in Japan. It's a live kind of compilation thing. It's got songs recorded at different concerts. It was only a Japanese release, and it's an original Japanese OG pressing. And it's great early Stones performances, 65, 66. 60s Stones for me is my favorite era of Stones, though I do like 80s and beyond. I'm not a super big fan of 70s Stones, but I did like a lot of the 80s Stone stuff and even the 90s and 2000s stuff. But I have a place in my heart for the 60s Stones. So there you go, some Stones for you guys. Question number 11, you found a bag of weed. What are you going to listen to? Well, this band, anything by this band and I remember being stoned. I remember being with my bag of weed back in the day. And this band on the headphones tripping me out. We're talking Pink Floyd, anything by early Pink Floyd, early and mid Pink Floyd, for sure. Any Pink Floyd, really. But definitely metal. Let's be real, guys. Metal. Side 2, Echoes. One of these days. Anything by Pink Floyd, but definitely metal and Echoes. When you're wasted as fuck, to put it, excuse my language, yeah, Echoes will do it to you. And another one, not so much Dark Side of the Moon for me, but Wish You Were Here. Wish You Were Here. Of course, these are the 2016 remasters, which sound amazing. Wish You Were Here. Welcome to the Machine, man. Put that on and just trip out. So yeah, anything by Pink Floyd is great when you got that bag of weed. Question number 12. An album from the 80s you still listen to. I listen to this album all the time. As people know, Golden Earring, Alice Cooper, Pet Shop Boys are my top 3 favorite bands ever. Thin Lizzy in probably maybe 4th place. Yeah, Pet Shop Boys. This album right here from 1987. Introspective. Absolutely. I play this all the time to this day. This album gets played multiple times every single year of my life since it came out, for sure. Introspective by Pet Shop Boys. This was their 3rd release. They've got a lot of releases. Their release from last year was in my last video. Their release from last year, nonetheless, one of my favorite videos in my top 3 favorite videos. One of my top 3 albums probably from 2024 was the new Pet Shop Boys album, nonetheless. But Introspective, 1987, and this album right here will be coming up later again, very, very soon for another question. That's right, another question. So I'm just going to put it back down here. Introspective, Pet Shop Boys. An album from the 80s you still listen to. Number 13, an artist whose political stance has soured you. I don't really let politics of an artist. I'm not a politics person anyhow. People that know me, I really don't care about politics. I don't care anything really about politics. I have no views on politics. I'm just not into anything political. And I really don't follow artists' political opinions either. I really don't. But I know the creator of this list shows this band, a band that doesn't get enough love in the VC. He showed this band. I'm going to show them too. And I love this band, absolutely love this band. And to prove how much I love this band, I bought their brand new box set. The only box set I bought in 2024 was this massive box set, huge box set from this band. And people talk about Bono and his political beliefs, but I'm a lover of U2. This thing weighs a ton. This is How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. This is the remaster that came out in 2024. This thing weighs a ton. It's a box set. That's right. It's a box set, a massive box set. I love this thing. It's The U2 remasters sound freaking amazing. One of the best sounding albums in my entire collection has got to be the Joshua Tree remaster. It is one to show off your stereo system. It sounds amazing. And this one is the same. It sounds absolutely incredible. How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. In it is, I'll just go like this. In it, we've got the main album itself. We've got an album of, done on 2 LP vinyl. We've got an album, a 2 LP album of all the 12-inch singles and remixes. So that's 4 discs. We've got a album of, what did they call this? This one was called How to Reassemble an Atomic Bomb. Another album's worth of material that was recorded at the same time as that album. And then we have a 3 LP live concert, and then a beautiful book, and all sorts of memorabilia in this thing, and a beautiful hardcovered book. How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. Let's get this back in the box here. How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. The fantastic box set. U2. Let's put that down there. Moving on. That was question from question 13. On to question 14. Show a favorite record label. Well, I'm going to come back to Thin Lizzy. Remember I talked about Thin Lizzy earlier with their live album. So they're making a reappearance again. And they answered actually 4 questions in this thing. But yeah, I've got to go with Vertigo, the Vertigo record label. Though I don't have a Vertigo swirl. It wasn't the Vertigo swirl that I love. I love the Vertigo spaceship label. And this is an original UK first press of Thin Lizzy's Bad Reputation. That's right. Thin Lizzy and Bad Reputation. An original UK first press of that. And it's on the Vertigo spaceship label. This is in absolutely mint condition, this album. And I'm going to bring this up real close to the camera. I just love the look of this record label here. I hope you guys can get a good look at that. I just absolutely love the look of that center label. Always was a big fan of the Vertigo spaceship label. So for me, the swirl actually didn't impress me as much as that label. So there you go. Favorite record label. A run of 3 great singles. Well, that brings us back to this album right here. Pet Shop Boys, Introspective. This had a number of big singles on it. Domino Dancing was a massive hit. Left to My Own Devices was a massive hit. What was the other one? It's All Right was a single. Always on My Mind, of course, was a huge hit for the Pet Shop Boys. But so it had 5 singles on this album, but the 3 that are, to answer this question, the 3 would be Always on My Mind, Left to My Own Devices, Domino Dancing. 3 huge singles from that album. Question number 16. RSD purchase that you actually consistently listen to. I consistently listen to this one. This album originally was released here in North America as Something Heavy Going Down by Golden Earring, who I have featured already previously in the video here. This was the original live album we got, it was a 1 LP live album. It had 1 track, had 1 studio track on it, and a number of live songs taken from a concert that was shown on MTV, as you can see by the sticker. This is actually an extremely rare gold stamp promotional copy of this album. So a very rare gold stamp promo copy of Something Heavy Going Down. But it was never, the full concert was never ever released here in North America on any format. In fact, in their entire library, they never actually really released it on vinyl or CD or cassette or anything. Until Record Store Day, when Music on Vinyl released the full concert on a 2 LP set. The entire concert is here, and it's finally nice to have the entire show on vinyl, and this is one I do listen to a lot because I absolutely love this performance by Golden Earring. Golden Earring, Something Heavy Going Down, which was actually called Back Home. It was released on video cassette, and laser disc back in the day, but it had never received a a CD, cassette, vinyl release. Next up, question number 17. If you could be reincarnated as any dead or alive artist, who would it going to be? Well, I just talked about Thin Lizzy and Phil Lynott. It would be Phil Lynott for sure. A brilliant artist that died long before his time. So I'm going to just go with Phil Lynott. Best 3 lines of a song. I'm going to go with this one. You guys know what I say at the end of every video, right? You guys know what I say. So I'm going to go with this. It's actually 5 lines, but I would say it qualifies. And like I said, you know what I'm talking about when every video I close, I all say the same thing. But yeah, best 3 lines of a song come from a song from this album, Rust Never Sleeps by Neil Young and Crazy Horse. That's right, Rust Never Sleeps by Neil Young and Crazy Horse. And those lines are, hey, hey, my, rock and roll will never die. There's more to the picture than meets the eye. Hey, hey, my. And then last but not least, well, no, two more. Question number 19, an album that you never tired of from one of my favorite artists of all time, Mr. Alice Cooper, Billion Dollar Babies. I'll never ever get tired of this song. Album. I'll never get tired of this album. My dog is now peeking over the top. I don't know if she's in frame or not. I guess I'll find out when I edit this video. But this is a Billion Dollar Baby. This was the 50th anniversary edition that came out last year on the 3 LP set with all the bonus material. But Alice Cooper, Billion Dollar Babies, got to go with that one. An album I will never tired of. And last but not least, share your favorite VC channel. Well, my favorite VC channel tragically left us this week. And it's been all of the talk in the VC the last few days. And I'm going to give her a shout out because what she did for 4 years, almost 5 years, just about exactly 5 years, what she did was amazing. She brought a controversial, crazy 3 hours of programming every single morning, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Rachel Williams and Rachel's Ghost. Started out as Rachel the Music Ma'am. That channel unfortunately got taken down due to a YouTube policy when a troll hit the channel and caused the channel to come down. But she came back with a vengeance, created Rachel's Ghost, and provided everybody in the vinyl community with amazing entertainment. Had a cast of characters on there. Some famous vinyl community members would appear daily on her show. It was a controversial thing for sure. But I was blessed to have watched that show from day one. That's right. I watched her show from when she first started it, though I haven't watched it as much in recent times because I've been so busy, and she's on at an hour that's very hard for me to even be awake to watch her show. But of course, I was a regular on her show. I'm probably one of the OGs from her show. I appeared on her show way back in the beginning when she first started and have made appearances over the years on her show. Controversial appearances on her shows. And I'm so happy that I actually showed up for her show a week ago and did a crazy thing on her show. Then I guess I went out with a bang on her show as well. I don't know what happened this week. I did talk to Sue and Rachel the other day, or at least I talked to Sue the other day. I messaged with her, and she said that Rachel had ended the show and deleted the channel. Rachel is a pioneer. I will miss her show, even though I haven't had a chance to watch it that much. I loved going on her show. I was definitely one of the crazier cast members on her show. And she will be missed greatly. My heart goes out to Rachel and Sue. You guys were amazing. I hope you come back in some form, some way, somehow, one day and do something else. I really would love to see that. I wish the best for Rachel and Sue. They will be sorely missed. So yeah, my favorite VC channel was Rachel's Ghost. She did so much for me, helped me promote my auctions, helped me promote my channel. Running on the beach with Rachel. I saw her 2 years ago with my daughter, and spent an entire day with Rachel and Sue, and it was one of the best moments of my vacation. And you guys have all seen the crazy pictures of me and Rachel, and me running on the beach with Rachel will be always one of my great memories of my lifetime. So hats off to Rachel, and of course I was presented with the Me Am Love Award at Rachel's Ghosties last year. The Me Am Love Award. Rachel's Ghost, you will be missed. We love you. I love you. Please have a great, great retirement, a great, great life. And as I always say, that's it. Those are the 20 questions, guys. See you hopefully next year in the vinyl tag. And as I always say, rock and roll.